Hello there, this is Olivia, a teacher of English language and literature. I thank you for watching my YouTube videos about English learning or learning English. I thank you for the likes and for those people that have subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate that. So with the other two videos, the last ones that we had, I was talking about question tags. So this is going to be the last one about that. So we looked at how we can use let and letters in statements, and the question tags they're supposed to be used with. If you watch those videos, if you did not, you'll be able to get to know how they are used and which question tags are used with them. Then I also talked about the use of the use of main verbs in the statements and which question tags are supposed to be applied. So for today, we are going to look at the last part of it. And just like last time, I looked at those two, or rather, I talked about those two verbs which do not appear in the negative form in the question tag. That is, if you're supposed to use them, those verbs, if you're supposed to use them in the question tag, then they do not appear in the negative form. That is, using them with the word not. And one of them is need. I talked about that last time. If you are to use need in the question tag, you do not have to use it in a negative form. If it appears in a statement, for example, if someone says, I need advice, I need advice. So you do not have to say needn't I. It is wrong to say that. Instead, you say, don't I need advice, don't I? That's the tag that is supposed to be used in the negative form. So if it appears in a statement in the positive form, the helping verb do is supposed to be used in the question tag according to that tense that has been used in the statement. But if it is used in the negative form in a statement, for example, if someone says, I needed a maid, I needn't a maid. Need I? I needn't a maid. Need I? So it is okay to use it in that form. So the other verb that is not supposed to be used in a negative form is the verb dare. Dare is D-A-R-E. It is not supposed to be used in a negative form in a question tag. Remember, we used the contracted form of not with that helping verb. So we do not use it in the negative form in a question tag. For example, if someone says, you dared to slap her, you dared to slap her, didn't you? You dared to slap her, didn't you? So we use the verb do according to the tense that has been used in the statement. So you don't have to say daren't you. No, it is wrong. So instead we say didn't you. We do not use daren't as a question tag. So those two verbs, need and dare, do not appear in the question tag, as rather do not appear in the question tag in the negative form. Instead, we use the verb do according to the tense that has been used in the statement. So the last bit of it today is about those imperatives. Remember, imperatives are commands or requests. And for one to get to know that this is a request, this is a command, those statements are supposed to begin with verbs. Remember, verbs are words that express action. So when you come across such a statement that begins with a verb, verbs like walk, clean, write, read, sing, jump, and so many others. So those are verbs. So if they're used in a statement at the beginning, you just know that that is either a request or a command. So the other time we looked at those requests with let's. So we looked at that last time. I think the first time we looked, I talked about question tags. I talked about that. So for today, we may not use let's in our examples. In our examples, much as it also begins with a verb. So that is the statement with let's. It also begins with a verb, that is. So we shall look at other verbs other than let. So when you come across such, those statements that begin with verbs, just know that they are either requests or commands. Commands are also known as orders when someone tells you to do something. So those commands are used with a question tag. Those commands are used with a question tag that has a word that is supposed to express the future, that is will. For example, most of them, apart from let's takes shall. The rest of them are supposed to be used with will, that is. And when you use will, obviously it's supposed to be used with you. So the rest of those imperatives, for example, if someone says, clean the compound, will you clean the compound? With you, will you? Do the exercise, will you do the exercise? Will you? Come home early, come home early. Will you come home early? Will you? Bring here my bag, will you bring here my bag? Will you? Take me home, will you take me home? Will you? As I said last time, the statements are supposed to, that is, if it is in writing, the statement is supposed to begin, rather to end with a comma, then the question tag, which is supposed to begin with a small letter, and it ends with a question mark. That is how it is supposed to be written. It's just that question tags are so much common with conversations. For example, when someone is talking to another person, they are usually used in conversations. And whenever someone uses a question tag, it does not mean that they need more information about what they've just said. No, they only need to confirm what they've just said, or it is used just to express or to show that the person is in agreement with what one just said. So that is the importance of question tags. So with those imperatives, if there's need for more examples, as I said, wash the dishes. Will you wash the dishes? Will you? Take that out. Will you take that out? Will you? Go home now. Will you go home now? Will you? Dust the seats. Will you dust the seats? Will you? So with those examples, I think everyone can clearly understand what I've just talked about. So those are imperatives. Imperatives, just as I've said, are commands or requests. This is the last part of question tags. Next time we shall be looking at something else. I kindly request you to like my videos, make comments in case there's anything that you'd like to talk about. If it's very okay, maybe some kind of, maybe you're advising me, any piece of advice is welcome. You can comment. I'll be able to read and get to know what you're talking about. Yes, please, I can request you to subscribe to my channel, like the videos. So when you subscribe, you'll be able to get all the videos. You'll be able to be notified. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching my videos. My name is Olivia, and I'm a teacher of English language and literature. Thank you.